Dexter, come here. Come here, Dexter. Hey, big boy. Hey, big boy. Hey guys, Marty up north. How's it going today? It's February 24th. It's kind of cold outside. It's minus 20, not quite, minus 19. And today I got, last night I got tagged by a relatively new channel, a couple of gentlemen from a YouTube channel called Obscure Terrain. It's Wade and Wesley. And Wade and Wesley tagged me with the challenge of coming up with 3 luxury items. So most of you know I tend to do some really long hikes. And I mean, actually, let's be frank, I live in some pretty luxurious environment. I got a nice house. I've done well in life. And but one of the reasons I love hiking is because I like to escape it. And when I escape to go hiking, I tend to go far off the beaten path. I tend to go alone. I tend to go far, and weight becomes limited. And I don't have a lot of luxury items that I bring on my hike. But I thought about the challenge, and I came up with a couple of things. So let's go inside first, and let's start this video. All right, so now we're inside my house, a lot warmer, but in order to do a proper video on luxury items, I need to get in character. So there you go, just like that, I'm in character. All right, so 3 items that I would call luxury items. The definition of luxury is an item that you can do without. So, and quite honestly, when I go on long trips, especially anything over 4 or 5 days, I actually have a bucket of stuff downstairs that I have stopped using over the years. And I can grab my pack right now and pretty quickly have it ready to go. And quite honestly, there's not a lot of luxury items. But I came up with and definitely on a very long trip, if I'm doing a 10-day trip, folks, there's no luxury items, because at that point, 10 days, 2 pounds of food per day is 20 pounds of food. And if I'm bringing 20 pounds of food, I'm not even, I'm bringing 2 changes of clothes, and I'm bringing 1 pair of, 2 pairs of socks, the bare minimum, and my shelter. But if I'm going on a 4 or 5 day trip, I can carry a little bit of luxury. So here's some luxuries that I like to bring. And usually it's a choice of 1 or 2. So in the same category is entertainment. If I'm going alone, I always bring a book. Now this happens to be The Hobbit, and I just want to show, if you zoom in on there. So this book was read by me on a long trip. It was read in 1994 when I was doing the first time I did the North Boundary solo. So a book, and books keep you busy at, if I'm stuck in the rain, or actually what happens with a book a lot of times is during the day while I'm hiking, I take a lot of breaks and I read. And if it's a really, really compelling book, it actually slows me down. But a book, if I'm solo, is certainly a luxury item that I can afford. If I'm not solo, if I'm going with a friends or family, another in the same category as entertainment, a luxury item I really like is a crib board and some cards. So when we're traveling as a family, so entertainment. So luxury for me is entertainment. Now, so that's 1 item, even though it was 2. Everybody knows Marty up north likes his whiskey. So this is a nice little bottle of Crown Royal, and actually on a lot of trips, I will actually tuck one of these somewhere in my backpack and take it out on one night. Maybe I'll bring 2 of these little bottles, and there's absolutely nothing more amazing than sitting by a fire at the end of the night and having an amazing view in front of you and a fire, and if I have a whiskey, then life is really, really good. So you've seen on several of my videos where I've had a whiskey on one of my trips. One that comes to mind was the North Boundary in 2015. I had actually brought a bottle of whiskey that I was going to drink on my birthday. My birthday is July 14th. And my birthday passed, and the next day or a day later, I think around the 16th, finally I realized, oh, I missed my birthday. So you can see in the video, I'm opening this little bottle and mixing it and having a whiskey in the rain on that one. And lastly, so third item that is a luxury today, on an extremely short trip or on an extremely long trip where weight is still a factor, this is what I hiked with for years. And look at how conscious I was of weight. I would bring in just a foam mattress for my back. In fact, this is a 3/4 length. It's not even full length. And the reason I brought that is to shave as much weight as possible, realizing that my feet didn't need to be warm. Well, nowadays with the Thermarest Neo Air, I won't inflate it, but this thing is full length and it's about 2 inches thick and it doesn't weigh that much. So this is definitely a luxury, but it's gone from being a luxury that I only took on shorter trip to now it's actually a necessity. But so there you have it, 3 luxuries. If I can summarize, it's either a form of entertainment, which is a book or cards, a little bit of whiskey, and something really comfortable to sleep in. So to carry forward on the challenge, I'm going to issue the same challenge to 3 people, and I'll put the links down below. But the first person I'm going to issue the challenge to is a gentleman by the name of Harlan Fox. And Harlan is somebody I discovered his channel about 2 years ago. You know, for the early part of my hiking was always in northern Alberta and Jasper and Banff, and then in the last few years I decided to spend more time in Kananaskis, and Harlan has some great videos on Kananaskis. Now he tends to not go on long overnight trips, but I'm curious to see, even on a day trip, what his definition of the luxury item is. The third person I'm going to send a challenge out to is Devon Outdoors, and Devon actually started following me a couple of years ago. I remember when he first started hiking and he did Glacier Lake and he had a few questions, Devon went from what I would say a rookie to a hiking master pretty quickly, because last year, good on him, he completed the PCT. And so my curiosity is just, Devon, after having completed the PCT, are there things you started with that you stopped carrying, and more importantly, are there things that became really luxury items that you needed to deal with? And the third challenge is to Matty Outdoors. Matty from Edmonton area. Channel's been around a little bit longer. We tend to hike in the same areas, have the same style. He's more into the ultralight, so he's trying to drive his weight right down. And so because he's trying to drive his weight right down, I'm curious to see what he still considers as luxury items. So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's Martyupnorth saying get off the beaten path. All right, in the video, I just talked briefly about the bins that I have full of junk. Actually, this is my hiking inventory. These are backpacks and tents and sleeping bags and stuff like that. But I might do a video at some point of really crazy stuff that I've seen people take on hikes. But this is just my experience. You know, when I go in there and when I'm getting ready to do a hike, you know, these are items I might look at. So here's an example of something that I rarely use anymore. A tarp, right? I mean, the hammock guys need tarps, but I used to bring a tarp. Tarp is something I don't need. I have a variety, you know, flashlights. Everybody knows about headlamps and flashlights and incandescent lights and stuff like that. I mean, I have all these old flashlights and I don't use them anymore. I do bring a very small, very small LED light, but you know, flashlights, a bowl. Who needs a bowl? I mean, I eat everything out of one out of my cup. God, look at all the flashlights I got. Useless. You know, I'm gonna get chastised for this, but I don't bring a compass anymore. You know, not very useful. How to bring a fork? Who cares about a fork? Geez, at one point I used to bring for entertainment a harmonica. But when you're out in the bush, who the hell wants to hear somebody playing the harmonica? So this is one collection.
of stuff that I seldom use. And I wonder if there's anything in. Oh, I can think of some of the things that are in here. You know, a mirror. Who cares about a mirror? You don't need to look at yourself up there. And towel, like the towel's here because I could use a towel when I am actually traveling, backpacking through Europe in the good old days. Here's a bag of stuff that I don't use anymore. A Yuko lantern. Who's, like, you know, enjoy the stars and bring a, you know, I'm lucky, I guess. I live in a part of the world that has very long daylight, but, you know, when I think about the weight of this is about 300 grams. I mean, that's half a meal that I could bring right there. So, yeah, just wanted to show. I've refined my hiking. I've been doing this for 30 years, and my list, you've seen some of my other videos, the stuff I bring. I'm not a minimalist in terms of weight, but I know exactly what I need and what works for me, and I'm very wary about using new stuff. Anyways, enjoy the video, folks.